Hello, in this video we're going to go over the assignment in Unit 2, Activity 1. And for this assignment you're going to have to write a character sketch. So we have already looked at character sketches in the content section of this activity, and you've already seen a couple of examples of a character sketch. So in this assignment you will read or listen to a short story. Then you will choose one of the characters in the story. There's only going to be two main characters, really, and so you're going to choose one of those two. And you will identify the character traits for the character you chose. Finally, you will write a one-paragraph character sketch for this character. Follow these steps to complete the assignment. So it's my suggestion that you follow these 6 steps. If you follow them in order, you should complete the assignment correctly. So to start with, you need to read or listen to the short story On the Bridge. So that's the name of the story. And I've given you 2 links. You can listen to an audio version of the story. And so if you click this link, it'll take you to this page right here. And if I hit start, I'll start hearing the story. So if I go to start, we have On the Bridge, we have Begin.
He was leaning on the stone wall of the bridge.
So if you want, you can listen to the whole story, and you can play with the audio, you can pause wherever you want, and then when each section is finished, you can just hit next and go to the next part of the story. So if you want, you can listen to the story. If you prefer, you can read the story. And so just a straight text version, if you click here, it'll take you right here and you'll get the story in text form, and you'll see the story is about 4 pages long. Okay, so it's your choice, either listen and read along or just read yourself. It's up to you. So step 2, you're going to have to choose one of the 2 characters in the story, Adam or Seth. And so when you read through the story, you'll see Adam, you'll see Seth. They're going to be the only 2 major characters. You're going to learn a lot about both Adam and Seth. So you choose one, whichever one of those 2 characters you're more interested in. And then for step 3, you're going to fill out a character traits chart, identifying the physical traits, personality traits, values, and beliefs for the character you have chosen. So we've already gone through a character traits chart in the content. We did a practice one for a boy named Stanley. So you're probably going to want to reread On the Bridge, and you can reread it as many times as you like, and then fill in the chart. You can go back and you can look at the chart for Stanley from in the content if you want an example. But if you download the chart, it'll look like this. And so again, the instructions will be repeated. After reading On the Bridge, choose one of the 2 main characters, Adam or Seth, and fill in the chart below, identifying the characters' physical traits, personality traits, values, and beliefs. Now, some of them are going to be easier than others. Usually it's easier to identify physical traits. You might have a hard time identifying the beliefs of Adam and Seth. So, for example, neither one is going to talk about their religious beliefs. So when you think about their beliefs, you might have to think about what do they believe in? What do they think is the right way to treat people? What do you think their beliefs are in terms of how friends should behave with each other? That'll come up in the story, I think. So beliefs might be a little bit tricky. Values might be a little tricky. They're harder to identify than physical traits. You don't have to come up with 4 or 5 for each. You'll probably come up with at least 3 or 4 for physical traits. For personality traits, you should be able to come up with at least 3 or 4, I would think, as well, too. For values and beliefs, even if you can just get 1 or 2, that would be fine. But you want to see if you can list physical traits, personality traits, values, and beliefs, at least 1 of each, for whichever character you chose, Adam or Seth. This is rough work. You don't have to hand this in to me. If you want to email this to me, I'll take a look at it and tell you what I think of the character traits that you've jotted down for the character. But this is your rough work. Okay, so once you're done the character traits chart, you move on to step 4, and it says use the information from the character traits chart to write a 1-paragraph character sketch for the character. We wrote a paragraph in Unit 1 on a travel destination, so this is your second chance to write a paragraph. You want to make sure that you're writing a proper paragraph with a topic sentence, body sentences, and conclusion. If you want, you can go back and look at Unit 1 Activity 2, and they'll go over again how to do a proper paragraph. So in your paragraph, you're going to make sure that you include adjectives and adverbs to fully describe the character. The purpose of your paragraph is to describe the character traits of either Adam or Seth, whichever character you chose. And you can go back to the content if you want and look at the examples of Stanley and Rowan. So for example, if I go back to the content here, you'll see at the very bottom there was a character sketch for a character called Rowan. And so if you want, you could take a look at this. This is a good example of what I want you to write. Of course, you're going to be writing about a different character from a different story, so your points are going to be different and your examples are going to be different. But this is the structure that you can use. Your paragraph should have the same number of sentences. It doesn't have to have the exact same, but a similar number of sentences to this paragraph, and should have a similar way of describing either Adam or Seth. And so if we go back to the assignment, once you're done with the paragraph, you can certainly send me a rough copy if you want. You can email it to me, and I'll tell you what I think, and I'll give you some feedback. And you can also check the rubric. And so this is the rubric right here. If I click on the rubric, it'll show you how I will grade your paragraph. So I'm going to be looking at your knowledge. Did you show that you were able to identify, and did you have a good knowledge of the character traits in the short story? So did you actually put 3 or 4 specific character traits for either Adam or Seth in your paragraph? Your thinking, the generation and the focus of your ideas. So did you generate good ideas? Did you show that you had a thoughtful paragraph that was clearly organized and clearly explained? Your communication. This is where I'm going to check your spelling and grammar. Did you write complete sentences? And then lastly, application. Did you use specific details from the story to support your points? So if you want to say that the character you're describing, say you want to say that Seth is shy, hypothetically, well, can you prove that with an example? Or if you want to say that Adam is big and strong, well, can you give an example to prove that? So you want to make sure that you're including specific details to support the character traits that you mentioned. Okay? If you can do that, if you can write a proper paragraph that identifies specific character traits and has examples to support those traits, then you've accomplished the requirements of the assignment. And so once you feel comfortable with that, you can submit your character sketch to the Dropbox. And so the Dropbox is right up here. And so as always, you just take the Microsoft Word document or the Google Doc that you have typed out your paragraph in, and you submit it to the Dropbox. If you have any questions about this assignment, please let me know.